Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be reacting to
Germany's invisible border that the Iron Curtain left behind.
Have you ever looked at a country and felt like something invisible still splits it in two? In February 2025, Germany held one of its most shocking elections since the reunification in 1990. The center-left SPD party suffered its worst loss ever. But what really caught people's eyes was the map. The east of the country turned blue, the color of the AfD, a far-right party founded in 2013. The west stayed mostly black, representing the CDU, a traditional center-right party.
Wow.
But here's the strange part. The line dividing those colors on the map matched almost perfectly with the old Iron Curtain, the border that once
When you reacted to the election results, I did not
Mhm.
know that this is how it's split. Now that's interesting.
separated East and West Germany during the Cold War. Over 30 years after reunification,
I mean, it makes sense, so that post-Soviet mentality is very different than the Western world, So it's completely, I mean, the people, that grew up were raised in that Soviet state of mind are still around. Like, so it is gonna
But there's
take
no
time.
integration.
Like even like in Lithuania, there's still a lot of like that post-Soviet mentality left. Like yes, eventually, it's gonna die off as the older people, pass away and whatnot. But those people, they're not gonna change their mind just because like, oh, now we're like of the big Germany, oh, all of a sudden we're gonna be liberal. Like that's not gonna happen. You just have to wait for that generation to pass and new generations to come on and
I
get
think
more
that
liberal.
the formation of the group in 2013 is going to reignite that. So even if the older generation pass on, they're starting a new generation, a new wave. I think those would probably be the kids that have grown up from their parents.
Yeah, that is a little interesting how we are seeing like the young kids like even voting for Trump. Like we saw the Gen Z
Yeah,
voted for
similar
Trump.
here.
I'm like, what? Why?
It could be, yeah, same
I
thing.
don't really understand. I feel like maybe social media is changing people too,
Mm.
kind of. I don't know. It's just weird things happening. That is true.
Germany still seems divided. Not just in politics, but in economy, society, and even how cities are lit at night. So
Oh,
why?
really?
Why does this
Really?
invisible line still matter? To find out, we have to
Well, the how cities are lit at night, I guess, the infrastructure in West Germany is different from East Germany. The East Germany post-Soviet, that
Oh.
Soviet, the way the
Then
Soviets lit that night. I don't know.
then that's probably the government's fault if they don't invest money
To
to,
unify it.
yeah, to unify it a little bit better.
go back. Not to 1990, but to the end of World War II, when Germany lay in ruins. Cities were bombed, people were homeless, and the future was uncertain. But how Germany was rebuilt would shape the divide we still see today. After the war, the western part of Germany was taken over by the United States, Britain, and France.
Where is
The eastern
the
part
capital located?
It's in the West, I believe.
fell under
But
control of
where?
the Soviet
Oh,
Union.
Oh.
I can't put it on the map. I'm not sure.
And even though the whole country was broken, the way each side recovered was very different. In the West, cities like Cologne
Actually, I think the capital is right on the wall.
Oh.
Because I think the wall was in Berlin, wasn't it?
Oh.
and Hamburg
You
were
see,
heavily
it says
bombed.
Berlin. It says Berlin
But
there
thanks
on
to
the
the
right.
Marshall Plan, billions of dollars in aid came from the United States. This helped build modern roads, restart businesses,
Because it's even called Berlin Wall, I believe. So it's in Berlin, yeah.
and create a free economy. Trade with nearby countries like France, Belgium, and the Netherlands helped the West grow quickly. The East, however, had a harder path. Some small towns weren't bombed as badly, but the Soviet Union treated East Germany as a resource to be used. They took factories, machines, even entire industries, and moved them to Russia. The government controlled everything, following a strict plan economy.
Oh wow! So not only it was like Soviet regime, but they actually took resources from it. I didn't know that. Wow.
That's crazy.
There was little room for new ideas
That's
or private businesses.
crazy.
And it wasn't just about money. Geography played a role too. West Germany had access to strong rivers like the Rhine, used for trade and shipping. The East didn't. The West had rich coal mines that powered industries. The East had brown coal, weaker and less efficient. So while West Germany turned into one of Europe's strongest economies, East Germany fell behind. Then in 1961, the division became permanent, with concrete. The Berlin Wall was built. It didn't just cut through the capital, it cut through families, friendships, and dreams. Thousands tried to escape to the West. Some dug
I
tunnels,
would have hopped
others hid
onto
in
the other
cars.
side.
That's a tall ass wall.
Hop right over.
You would bring
I was
a
on the
ladder.
wrong side. Nope.
Tried to climb
You're
the
not
wall.
gonna catch me on the wrong
A
side.
few made it. Many didn't. For
That's
28 years, the wall was the
crazy.
symbol of a divided world. Freedom on one side,
So
control on the
what?
other.
if you were to go onto the other side, they're gonna tell you go back to your side.
There was no way to go. I think the wall extended.
But you saw it being built, so when it was like 2 feet.
Well, I mean, I gotta understand though. This is not like, yeah, if you like a teenager, okay, fine.
So they don't understand what's going on, or
No,
they're
but
just seeing.
as a family, if you had something before, you're basically leaving it behind. Like this is not a decision. Oh, let me just go.
I don't think.
But this is
But
like
if you see Russia, he's not gonna be pretty.
Well, I think at that time Russia wasn't really the enemy like that.
Enemy?
Well, I mean, to
But
Germans, I guess
some
maybe,
had
but
like an understanding. Oh, I gotta get to the other side. Probably didn't have like.
I don't know. Hindsight is 2020. It's easy for us to say here, oh, they should have gone. Yeah, but I
Yeah, I
think
want to understand what they were thinking at
at
this
the
time.
time, maybe you didn't think it was gonna be bad like that. You know.
Other. Then came 1989. The wall fell.
Because
People
what
celebrated
does it
across the
mean
world.
when you don't have anything? Because if they're taking your resources and sending it back to Russia, you don't have anything.
Well, you didn't know they were gonna do that though when the wall was being built.
But they know what communism is, no?
I don't know.
I-
I can't answer that. I don't know.
World. Germany was one again. Or was it? Because reunification didn't mean balance. It meant that East Germany, the former DDR, was absorbed into West Germany's system. The West German currency became the standard. Western rules, businesses, and politics were applied overnight. Most East German businesses couldn't keep up. They shut down. Millions lost their jobs. Young people moved west, leaving small towns in the east empty and aging. The government tried to help. They invested trillions of euros to rebuild the east. Roads,
So the government helped. They did their part.
railways, buildings, all were updated. But the social wounds ran deep. To this day, Eastern Germany still has higher unemployment, lower wages, and fewer immigrants. Many young people still move west, and many who stay feel left behind. Even from
Oh.
space, the divide is visible. In Berlin, satellite photos show different colors of streetlights between the east and west, a glowing reminder of a past that never really left. And in 2025, that divide showed up again, loud and clear, in the election results. After the Berlin Wall fell in 1980,
But I wonder if this is like a consistent election results is like that or just this year. Because if just this year, then maybe that Trump rhetoric is affecting people a little bit. But if it's always been like that, well, then that's just how it is.
89, it looked like Germany was finally whole again. In 1990, the country was officially reunified, and many believed a new chapter had begun, one of peace, equality, and shared success. But for millions of East Germans, reality looked very different. The plan was to quickly turn East Germany's economy into a market economy, just like in the West. The government created an agency called the Treuhand to sell off state-owned companies from the East. It was supposed to help build a stronger future, but instead, it caused massive problems. Around 80% of East German companies were shut down or sold to West German investors. Most of the profits went west, while the East lost thousands of jobs. Entire industries collapsed overnight. For many East Germans, it felt like they weren't joining a new country, but being taken over by one. And that wasn't the only problem. The West German currency, the Deutsche Mark, became the official money across the whole country. But prices didn't match real
I had one. Deutschmark. I remember the picture on the one on the, I guess, tails. I recognize the tails.
values. Suddenly, East German products became too expensive, and local companies couldn't compete. Shops closed, factories disappeared, people lost hope. Millions of East Germans started moving west in search of jobs. Between 1990 and 2017, over 3.6 million people left the East, while only 1.6 million moved the other way. That's a loss of 2 million people, mostly young and skilled workers. This created ghost towns. Schools closed, hospitals shut down. In many areas, only older people remained. Even today, East Germany has an older population, fewer job opportunities, and lower salaries than the West. The government spent over 2 trillion euros trying to rebuild the
I wonder
East.
what's a major
but the
city
gap remained.
in the east of Germany.
Half of Berlin.
The economy is still weaker.
Although I do think Berlin probably can't assimilated the city, mixed together well. I would be surprised if even the city is split like that.
Big companies are still mostly based in the West. And while some cities in the East are growing, like Leipzig and Dresden, many rural
there you
areas are
go.
still struggling. And it's not just money, it's about
Never
power
heard
and
of them.
ownership.
I've heard of them, but they're definitely not the biggest cities in Germany when you think of the biggest cities.
Most of the businesses in the East are owned by West Germans. In fact, during privatization, 85% of companies were bought by people from the West. That means even when the East works hard, the profits often leave. Many high paying jobs are also in West German cities like Frankfurt, Munich, and
The interesting fact is the way he talks about that there's some sort of divide within people though. Oh, when people in the East work, it goes to the West. Like there's some sort of people, oh, on the East, like
Yeah, they
look at the
do.
West with like some sort of
But that's facts.
hate or
No,
something.
but that's facts because they work for the money, but it goes to the investors who
But
are
it's the same
based in
country
West.
though.
But I guess when the investors in the West, they don't spend their money too much in the East.
But there is no East or West no more. It's just Germany. Like that's my point. Like the
I don't know. You can tell if the vibe switch really quick when you move over to the
Yeah,
East.
no, I understand. I'm just saying people shouldn't look at it like, oh, it goes to the West. Like it's one
Mhm.
country. It stays within the. It's not like it goes to Poland or to France. It stays in Germany. Like it's a mentality thing. That's what I'm saying. Like you thinking that, oh, they're taking it to the West. They're not taking it to the West. It's staying in Germany.
Mm. I would be curious to know what the people of East Germany want. They say only the older people stay and the young, the youth. I guess maybe if they truly wanted to stay in the East, but there's truly no opportunities
Mm.
for them to grow, I can see that as a problem where they have to migrate to the West. That's an issue.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't
Mm.
know.
Dusseldorf. In the East, jobs often pay less and have fewer chances to grow. Even when young people want to stay,
And
they
also
earn
for
less than their Western.
products, since they is not affordable over in the East, products it became unaffordable in the East.
Yeah, I would think the
That's
prices
the
would be
problem.
the same prices
That's
across
the
the country.
problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
peers. All of this has a political effect too. In the East, many people feel left behind. They don't trust the government or big political parties, and that's why new parties are rising. In the 2025 elections, the far right AFD won almost 21% of votes nationally, their highest ever. But in some eastern states, they got more than 35%, even 38% in places like Thuringia. The East turned deep blue on the election map. But it's not just the far right. A new left wing party, BSW, also did well, especially in the East.
That little blue must be
Together,
where
the
all
AFD
the
and
people from the big blue moved to.
BSW took nearly half the votes in several eastern regions. That's a powerful message. People aren't just angry, they feel forgotten. They see the West as rich and strong, and the East as ignored. Even after decades, the
I
scars of
can see
division
that.
haven't healed.
I wonder if what he's saying is true. Like, do people really feel like a divide between East and West? Like, if there's like a sentiment from in people living in the East towards people in the West, or he's just portraying that? Because for to experience that, you have to like talk to people. Like, oh, how do you feel? Like, if there's that kind of sentiment or not.
You can still feel the Iron Curtain, even if it's no longer there. So, will this divide ever go away? There are signs of hope. Young people are starting new companies in the East. Tech hubs are forming. Some cities are becoming more diverse and creative. But the deep economic and cultural gap is still there. It might take generations to fully close it. Because this isn't just about money, it's about identity, pride, and the feeling of being truly equal. Germany is one country on the
Yeah, I
map,
don't know what it
but in
means to
daily
be
life, it can
from
still feel
East
like two
Germany,
different
and what
worlds.
do West
So,
people
what do you
feel
think?
about it,
Can
or
Germany
what
ever
do East German people feel about the
Mm.
West?
become truly united? Or will the invisible line between East and West always remain? Let us know in the comments. And if you want more stories that explain
Hmm.
Mm.
Interesting. Interesting
But
video.
it seems like the government is doing its part to try to
Yeah,
invest
the
into it.
government is trying. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not that the
it's
government
gonna
is
take a
just
while
yeah.
to catch up. But can I see the comments? Maybe we get some insight.
It's a really high quality video. It's sad to it has so few views. Yeah, it was a good video. Yeah. Well, I have another example of fake unification. It's even worse since it happened 164 years ago. Italy. Oh right, Italy, the south and the north is a divide too. Even after all those years, the differences between north and south are still substantial.
I feel like that's here
Oh.
too as well in the States.
Yeah,
There's
but
just certain parts that you see it's booming and everything is working in its favor, and then there's a whole other neighborhood probably too close to it that's in complete destitute.
yeah, but the difference with the States is, for one, it's a huge country, and for
You could
two,
do that in states. You could figure it out in states too
no,
as
no,
well.
I know, but I'm saying the country is huge, so it's more like understandable. There's gonna be like diversity within states, but also in Germany before World Wars, they were one country. So
Mm-hmm.
this is the same. Like you're not taking different like nationalities of
Yeah,
people.
they went through trauma. That's the
No,
trauma.
but this is they're all ethnically German. It's not like you're trying to
No,
make a
that's not.
country out of ethnic Poles and Germans and make one country.
But there obviously is this West Germans and then it's East
But
Germans.
there
They're
was no such thing before World Wars. It was just Germans.
no, well, the thing is, when the wall went up, one side was improving and the other just stayed the same. And then when the wall comes down, and I see, wait, that looks different.
I no, I understand what you're saying, but I'm saying that like, cause for example, like Lithuania and Poland, there
Uh-huh.
was one country at one point, right? Lithuania and
Uh-huh.
Poland, Duchy, Grand Duchy, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if we did split because well, we are two different ethnicities. One is Lithuanian, one is Polish. At the end of the day, both of these ethnicities are German. They're not like
They're German, but I think there's a breakdown there. There's Polish Germans, there's French Germans, there's Austrian Germans, there's
Austrian Germans is
English
a thing,
Germans.
yes. So what you're saying, the way Austria split off, the
I
West
don't
Germany should, I
know.
mean East Germany should split off too, make another country. Prussia,
I'm not telling them to do
bring
that.
Prussia back.
No. Um, it's just I don't know what they want. I'm wondering that too.
Mm.
Okay. Guys, of course, let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord, and as always, share as much kindness as possible.